first thing you need, like I said, I already touched on, is having a mentor. And a mentor is basically going to help you navigate. And you want to find someone who doesn't want anything from you except to see you succeed. Internal standards are things that you want to have that basically people don't necessarily see, but they're attributes that are going to make you that much more marketable to other people, clients, directors, producers, anybody that you might want to work with in the industry. Creating visuals for yourself to help designate where you want to go in life. So basically all a vision board is you go through magazines, you get cutouts, you look for things that spark your interest, that you feel compelled to, not necessarily for any specific reason, but that you like, or that you have a goal, like you like a specific bedroom set or something. You can put that on your vision board. If you like Chloe Lamar's Love, you put that on your vision board. If you want to work with J-Lo, you put her on your vision board. And you know, nobody's going to be the same. It just kind of helps determine where you want to go. I put a lot of things on my vision board, and within 6 months, they all came true. Admitting your fault, being open to criticism, those are all things that are going to help you in the long run. Because if a client is unhappy with their hair, it's the right way to deal with it, and it's the wrong way. The right way is being open to the criticism that she has, because at the end of the day, it's her hair, she's lived with it, she knows what's working and what's not working. And it's up to you to be able to analyze what she's saying and try and make it better. Anytime you are representing yourself as a cosmetologist, you have to look the part. Your hair has to be combed. You have to be polished. You cannot have skin showing. Cleavage is a no. I mean, I love showing my boobs too, you know what I'm saying? But you cannot do that, you know? Initially, your first impression is going to be the lasting one, especially, you know, moving to LA, I did not realize how superficial the world is, but you have to be able to adapt to those environments in order to succeed. You can't say, I mean, well, I'm still good. It don't matter what I look like, because I'm going to show them what I do. If they don't let you in the door because of how you look, you will never be able to show them what you do. You know, you have to invest in yourself, otherwise people won't necessarily be, you know, prone or inclined to invest in you. That's right. If you're here solely to make money, you will not be successful. Of course, we're in this industry to be financially stable and free, you know, but at the same time, be true to what you do. You have to be here for the passion, number one. If you don't have the passion, you might as well drop out right now. I'm not sure if the instructors here have ever said this before, but I think in a class of like 25, they say in 5 years there will only be 5 people doing hair. And so I don't want to discourage anybody, but make sure you're doing this for the right reasons and not the wrong ones, because otherwise you'll be wasting a lot of money and a lot of people's time. You know, I want to know that you guys are setting the goals that you need to set and achieving them. And I bet you 5 years from now, you guys will be doing your thing too. So Stephanie has fine hair, I see already. She has a lot of it though, which is good because we can make it look a lot fuller. And we don't want to do anything drastic, but we want to just give her a little body in here. She has a disconnect between her bang and her midsection, and so I want to give her a little body here, so when we put some curls in it, it'll stand up and it won't just droop down to the floor. Me, it was just more effective that I do it this way. So I don't encourage you guys to do it this way, because you still learn, especially phase 1 people. Okay, do it exactly the way the book says and the way your instructor says, but this is just how I do now. Okay.
No, you said that very well, Angela.
Thank you.
Because you know what we do? We teach you the fundamentals. We teach you the basics. But Angela said that if you don't have those, you will be out there just picking up hair, and you're not going to have any end result that you're looking for.
I love to do a lot of slide cutting and point cutting in the hair. And even with fine hair, I like to still do more of a softer edge, because it'll all flow together, and when you want to put the body in, the bottoms won't weigh down from the hardness of the line. So with Stephanie, what I'm going to do basically is connect her bang and give her some really soft layers around her face on both sides, and then we're going to give her some, I guess, increased layers in the middle, and then I'll blend it all together. We'll pop some curls in it, and it should be free and fabulous and flowing. Is that okay for you, Steph? All right. the guide of the hair that I cut in the front, and I'm just gonna over direct that a little bit so she still has more length. Let that drop down, and then I'm gonna slide into it too. I prefer dry cutting better because usually when you cut wet, you still have to go in when it's dry and redefine the hair and texturize it, especially if it's very, very dense, or sometimes if it's really curly. But I do like wet cutting for certain circumstances. It kind of just depends on the client, the timing. You know, when you work freelance, you kind of just have to do things however they can get done the easiest. You know what I mean? Sometimes you shampoo hair in a hotel bathtub. You know, you're doing things. It's not as glamorous as people think it is. Like my assistant, she just moved here from Chicago, and she works with me in LA. And you know, of course, she's happy and excited about everything. But you know, some of our days, she's always kind of like, I just would have thought this would be more exciting or glamorous than what it is. It's really kind of not. That's the beauty of smoke and mirrors. Yeah, it's so many different weaving techniques out, but the key is to, number one, learn everything there is to know about it, and then number two, either try it on yourself or someone before you sell it, because what you don't want to have to do is have someone feeling like they have buyer's remorse because you were practicing on them and you charge them top dollar. That's what we're not going to do. You know, and a lot of times it's a lot of money hungry hairstylists out here that don't know what they're doing and they just want to sell something so they can pay their light bill, and at the end of the day it's not going to give them any more clientele. You want to be knowledgeable about what you do, you want to be excited about what you're using, and you want to make sure that it's going to give the client the best result, and the main thing is the health of the hair. You always want to make that the forefront of your services. It should never be secondary. Health is always number one. I don't believe in no friends and family discount. I don't. And the reason why I don't is because if you didn't do hair, they would be paying somebody else top dollar for their services. So just because you do hair and your friends, you're less worth it. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I personally, I do my mom's hair for free because she invested in my education. And I give one of my closest friends a $25 anything. Everybody else pays me top dollar. I don't care how many times we hang out. I don't care how many trips we've been on together. I don't have any of my tools at home unless I'm packing my bag for a work day. So you have to come to the salon. You will respect my time and what I do for you. Number one, you don't want to overproduct anybody's hair, because hair that is sprayed down to the T, number one, it won't move and it won't last, and you get a lot of flaking, and you know it gets really dry and brittle. But hair that you style with minimal product actually lasts longer, unless you're trying to put in a specific texture that is completely different than the texture that it is. But normally, the least amount of product is better. You have more luster, you have more movement, more shine. It lasts a lot longer and it's healthier. So you definitely don't want to spray every piece, because I came from that too. Spray every piece down. Listen to the crackle. You know what I mean? You can't do that. No.
So for me, I like working with elliptical hair. But how is it in LA for someone like me that doesn't have black hair, like to like get into that?
Confidence.
Okay. Because I get that a lot. We get that like, oh, you're white, you don't know how to do my hair.
Girl, the best thing to do is get you a whole bunch of t-shirts made. I rock black hair. I'm serious. I'm so serious. I'm dead. You know, and if you don't have it internally, wear it on your shirt. Have it externally. You know what I mean? And get you a few clients who are fly. I built my whole clientele in Chicago from 2 people. My whole clientele from 2 people. Body, a little fullness, some loose curls. And with finer hair, it's okay to kind of like use a wire tooth comb and like slightly back comb it just to make the hair like stand up a little bit more. Aww. But yeah, if her hair wasn't flat iron or if we shampooed it, I'll be able to give her a little bit more body in the top. And then next time you do it, just, you know, round brush and blow dry it. Over direct it a lot.
That's pretty.
But yeah, she's done.
She is done. Oh, that's pretty.
That is. Ooh,
Where do you find your balance? Like, how do you find that moment of, okay, I just need to breathe and I'll have some peace before, because you're doing so much. It's like, where do you find your balance?
That was a really good question. She asked, where do I find my balance? And honestly, I just found it like yesterday. I just found it recently because when we were shooting the show, I was working a little bit everywhere, and it was hard to conform to the show schedule, and then still take my clients outside of that realm, and do everything else. And then I was traveling. My mom had gotten diagnosed with breast cancer, and so she was undergoing chemo too. So I was here every 2-3 weeks while I was shooting the show, and you know, all that. So I gained 15 pounds, you know, I was eating all the time. I was not really, and I was working, I was working around the clock. Like we would shoot at 9, so I would have to be up at 6 a.m. to do my own hair and makeup every day, pick out my wardrobe and stuff like that. Take my clients on the show, we would wrap at 7. I would go and do other clients off site, and I would be working until 2 a.m. and then do it all over again. And yeah, and so it was very unhealthy for me. But you know, sometimes when you're in the moment and you just want to satisfy everybody and keep getting it and making the money and doing all these things, you forget. And so I would say maybe like halfway through the show, I like had a day where I was dehydrated. I started throwing up. I couldn't stand up, and I realized this is not healthy. So after that, like once the show wrapped, I took 2 weeks off and I just chilled and I took care of the business side of things that I let pile up. And then I just decided from that point on, number one, I'm going to give myself a week off quarterly, so it's every 4 months. Number two, I'm at least going to take off 1 day a week, which is normally Sundays. And two, I started working out a lot, and so I'm addicted to working out. I run a lot. I box now. So I found my balance in working out and taking care of me. And then also traveling. Like I like to travel a lot, so you know I try to go out the country at least once a year. I try to visit other states, people where I have friends and stuff, and just remember who I am outside of hair, because you do get consumed. It takes over you, and it's like you kind of get addicted to, okay, I'm doing this over here, I'm doing that over there, money over here, and then you look up and it's like, I don't even know my name anymore. Like I just need to take a nap, but you have to slow it down, and it's hard at first. I do recommend you guys work, but also remember to have your personal too.
A big round of applause.